Here's what Donald Trump said. This was his tweet. All air traffic controllers must go back to work now. All caps. 3 exclamation points. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked. For those air traffic controllers who were great pay. So, by the way, that's a very anti-worker. That's a very anti-worker thing to do. Hey, you better go back to work for no pay. You better go back to work for no pay.
Because I say so.
Because I say so, and if you don't, you're going to get punished. Well, they're already not paying them. So part of the problem with the government shutdown is that they're not paying traffic controllers. So what air traffic controllers are doing are retiring early. They're retiring and not showing up for work. And so air travel, I don't know if you know, is a disaster right now in the United States. Here's what's happening.
Flight delays and cancellations could last through the holiday season, even if the government shutdown ends soon.
So it looks like the government shutdown is going to end Wednesday or Thursday of this week. The travel nightmare is going to continue far beyond Thanksgiving. That the government is telling airlines to cut their flights, cancel 10% of their flights right now. That's thousands of flights a day.
FAA ordered flights to be reduced by 10% at 40 major airports across the country. ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest now from LAX.
Nationwide, flights upended as airlines drastically cut the number of daily flights during the government shutdown. On Sunday, nearly 8% of flights canceled, and today is on track to be just as bad, if not worse, with more than 1,500 flights canceled before 9 a.m.
It's really, really stressful.
The FAA choosing to gradually reduce flights by 10%, they say due to safety reasons.
Delay, then it was canceled.
On Saturday, Airlines for America saying 71% of delays were due to staffing, as air traffic controllers and TSA agents call out of work without pay. President Trump today on social media posting he's not happy about controllers calling out sick, recommending a $10,000 bonus for those who kept working without pay. The ATC union president today responding.
Air traffic controllers have continued to show up during the shutdown, and every single day, they absolutely not only deserve their pay, they deserve to be recognized.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warning that air travel pain could be felt through the holiday season, even after the shutdown ends.
I used to have about 4 controllers retire a day before the shutdown. I'm now up to 15 to 20 a day are retiring.
Other passengers telling me after their latest flight this weekend, they now plan to avoid the airport.
Driving to our destinations for the holidays, for sure.
Passengers are advised to stay up to date with their airline, who will work with them to rebook or offer refunds amid cancellations. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
So again, this is a country that doesn't invest in its own country, but we got $40 billion to send to Argentina. We got hundreds of $1 billion to send to Ukraine. We got $34 billion to send to Israel. We got all kinds of money. We just don't want to spend it on our own country. Here's another report.
Travelers are facing big problems at America's airports due to a lack of air traffic controllers. Nearly 3,000 flights were canceled yesterday. More than 10,000 were delayed.
So that's 13,000 flights in one day. 3,000 flights just canceled. All done.
Van Cleve is at Phoenix's Sky Harbor International Airport with how some travelers are responding. Responding is probably a kind word for it, Chris. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Sunday was the single worst day for travelers since the shutdown began. Today may not be a whole lot better. The FAA had hoped by ordering airlines to bring down the number of flights, it would ease the burden on controllers, but it really appears the burden of working without pay now for 40 days could be reaching a breaking point. A delayed and frustrating weekend for flyers, more than 25,000 delays and over 5,500 cancellations. And that's after the FAA ordered airlines to cut flights at 40 of the nation's busiest airports to take pressure off the system.
Our best case scenario is that we'll be able to leave here in 2 hours.
Much of the issue due to a surge in air traffic controllers' sick calls, hitting a shutdown high of at least 81 staffing shortfalls at FAA facilities Saturday, according to the Transportation Secretary, with more on Sunday.
We're delayed right off the get-go. We hadn't even left for the airport yet, so then we missed our connecting flight in Minneapolis.
In Atlanta, the world's busiest airport saw nearly 500 cancellations Sunday after just 4 of the 22 air traffic controllers scheduled showed up to work.
4 of the 22 air traffic controllers showed up at work in Atlanta, the busiest airport in the world. 4 showed up out of 22. Well, that's what happens when you don't pay professionals to do their job. They're not going to go in and do their job. 4.
Saturday, the average delay hit nearly 5 hours. Dallas, Fort Myers, Florida, and all 3 of the New York City area airports were hit with staffing delays Sunday.
Family of 4 here, 4 kids were forced to kind of sleep in the airport.
Controllers are poised to miss a second paycheck this week due to the government shutdown. Airlines will again cancel 4% of flights to those 40 airports today. That'll climb to 6% Tuesday and hit 1 in 10 flights by...
So by this Friday, 1 in 10 flights are going to be canceled, And most of the other ones are going to be severely delayed. Just FYI.
Friday, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says more flights may need to be cut.
It doesn't get better. It gets worse until these air traffic controllers are going to be paid.
All right, so expect additional cancellations today because of the meltdown yesterday, and airlines are right now locking in the cancellations for the rest of the week from that FAA order. One thing to think about, as lawmakers may need to make their way back to Washington to vote in the House, every day there will be fewer and fewer available seats to get back to D.C., and the Thanksgiving travel rush starts a week from Friday, Nate.
Yeah, plane, train, or automobile. Lawmakers better figure it out. Chris, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Okay, and here's what Donald Trump said. This was his tweet. All air traffic controllers must go back to work now, all caps, 3 exclamation points. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked. For those air traffic controllers who were great pay. So, by the way, that's a very anti-worker. That's a very anti-worker thing to do. Hey, you better go back to work for no pay. You better go back to work for no pay.
Because I say so.
Because I say so, and if you don't, you're going to get punished. Well, they're already not paying them. They're already overworked and understaffed. And we all know, this isn't new that we're low on air traffic controllers.
But they've got plenty of money for Ukraine, plenty of money for
Argentina, Ukraine. For those air traffic controllers who were great patriots and didn't take any time off for the Democrat shutdown hoax, I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for distinguished service to our country. For those that did nothing but complain and took time off, even though everyone knew they would be paid in full shortly into the future, I am not happy with you. You didn't step up to help the USA against the fake Democrat attack that was only meant to hurt our country. So now most people blame the Republicans for this. Now, if you look at polling, if you look at the election last Tuesday, even Donald Trump admitted the shutdown was not good for us. So this is called propaganda. This is all spin. You didn't step up to blah, blah, blah. That was only meant to hurt our country. You will have a negative mark, at least in my mind, against your record. If you want to leave service in the near future, please do not hesitate to do so with no payment or severance of any kind. You will be quickly replaced by true patriots who will do a better job on the brand new state-of-the-art equipment, the best in the world that we are in the process of ordering. The last administration wasted billions of dollars trying to fix antiquated junk. They had no idea what they were doing. Oh, really? Well, you're canceling 10% of flights right now. You're canceling thousands and thousands. You canceled 5,000 flights over the weekend. Does that sound like someone knows what they're doing? Didn't really prepare for this, did you?
Maybe he should have more meetings with people in big tech and AI.
Why don't you give some more money to Argentina instead of giving it to the air traffic controllers? I bet you $40 billion would have gone a long way. Canceled flights, live update. So what to know about canceled flights? Airlines are expected to cancel 4% of their flights at 40% of the airports, or 40 of the airports in the U.S. on Monday, but that's going to go up to 10% by Friday. Officials said the FAA order was an effort to address strain on the national airspace system as the agency dealt with the shortage of traffic controllers. Over 2,100 flights were canceled Monday. That's today. Already, 2,100 flights canceled today. The FAA wants airlines to increase cancellations at 40 airports to 6% tomorrow and 10% by Friday. This is the second day straight with over 2,000 cancellations. Doing a great job. Doing a great job. I don't even know. I don't have anything else to say about this except, wow, great job. Great job. Now, it's just unbelievable. This is how all empires end. Overextend ourselves militarily abroad, and we underfund. Really? Donald Trump just gave $40 billion to Argentina. You couldn't give some money to the air traffic controllers in the meantime because you couldn't make that happen? No. You couldn't plan on this? You guys didn't know that there was going to be a government shutdown? You didn't have a contingency plan to make sure your air traffic controllers got paid? The answer is no. Okay. Happy flying. Happy flying. And if you like to see my jokes about this, come see me in Australia. I'll be in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and I'll be in Burbank, California at Flappers Comedy Club the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. Most people are off. I'm not off. That's November 28th. And then December 6th, Pottstown, Pennsylvania. That's a Saturday. January 11th in Waikiki at the Blue Note. That's a Sunday. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Come see us in Australia. Second show's added in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. We'll see you in Burbank, California the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. And then Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. Plus, January 11th, we're going to be in Waikiki at the Blue Note. Tickets not available yet for them, but go to jimmydore.com for a link for all the other tickets.